Hey, I'm back here at the generator project that is going in unexpected directions. And I'll try to explain it as I go along. I think this is kind of a fun video to do because I don't think everybody quite knows what's going to come out of this. And one of the things I'm going to mention right off now is, I'm a very busy beaver, and I get a hold of stuff like Will the Blade sent me these old back plates. I was able to adapt this old 6-inch 6-jaw chuck with an old back plate here, trued it all up, all that, ground the jaws in place with a tool post grinder. In the machine, so everything runs true. But what if I walk into a shop and they don't have all this stuff? What would I do? Or what would you do if you didn't have this stuff and to get exactly the same results? Well, the key is a 4-jaw chuck and a steady rest. And even if your 4-jaw chuck is not true, like you clamp a bar in it and it doesn't run true at the end, like I demonstrated so many times on this machine here, as I fit every attachment on here, I made sure that items ran true a minimum of 8 inches out from the jaws. Runs true here, it's got to run within 1/1000ths here. That's my own specs on things. But what that's about is convenience. And maybe I don't really need to do that, but maybe I do. But it saves me a bunch of time. But it does take time. I'm trying to think how many hours I have in this chuck here. It was a used chuck. It was actually free. It was worn out very badly. And I rebuilt this. And I'm going to say 12 hours to rebuild this. And throw in another 3 or 4 for grinding. Oh gosh, probably with the back plate and everything, it could come up to 24 hours, maybe 30 hours of time, But I don't have the expendable cash to buy stuff like that, especially after I went through all the medical crap I went through. So I can make these things happen, and you can too, but where do you get started? To make something run true, you have to have a means to do it, and that means is at hand. And I'll show it to you right now. So mote it be. Over here at likely the best toolmaker's lathe ever built. Let's see, let's get this here. There's this guy, he had this creepy machinist for him, and he's like, decided he didn't like Monarch or something, started bad-mouthing him, started claiming that the Schaub one was a better lathe than this, and that's just complete nonsense. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's only 2 good, really good tool room lathes, and that's the hard inch and this one. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Okay. Oh. I've got pieces of lead, little strips of lead there, held with that blue tape. This is a true shaft here. It's a counter shaft out of maybe a tractor transmission. Okay. And it's the length of that armature. So I'm going to put this in here. Let's see if we can kind of get it. This kind of throws a monkey in the barrel there when you, yep. We got it pretty close, really. Look at that, that's pretty close. Okay, just gonna start snugging that up here. Okay, now I'm gonna put the dial indicator on here, and I'm gonna true that up. We will true it up. Okay, that's low. Give myself some room there. Let's start screwing it down. Low. High. Low. Justin with lead on the jaws is different. Now I'm going to tell you this about that. Now I got lead on here. This is a lightweight shaft. Now if this was a heavy machine, I would use lead with a thin aluminum backer. Because like in a heavy machine, you got a, you know, a 200-pound hydraulic item in there, and it's got to run true high, low, right here, both of them. I don't know if you can see that indicator. I'll get it soon enough, but I want to make a point here. And I want to tell you this chuck here is so ridiculously accurate. It's been fully ground and modified. You will not believe the time I got into this thing. I wouldn't sell that chuck for $3,000. That's how much. That's how I feel about that. Okay. It's been dynamically balanced, even. Okay, now let's look. Getting exciting. Let me get that off there. Let's rotate. Looks like it's within 1/1000th. Hey, you know what? The microphone's better in this camera. That's just great. I can tell, I think it is, but I'm still going to improve the sound here so you can hear me over the roar of that axle thing. I don't know if you knew that. The axle sun has 7 headstock shafts. 7. Okay, but it's got that reverse gear. So let's see what's going on out here. Oh, ain't that awful. Let's look. Look at that. I had it running within a thou here, and out the end, it's running out about 10,000ths anyway. Wow. Let's go. Let's put it on the high point, and let's push it back here a little bit. Give it a little push back. I think it's improving. I'm going to push down on a little bit there. Whoop. Let's see how we're doing. Got it within about 7. Let me see what I can find here. I have to find my lead hammer. We'll do the lead hammer at this point. High. Let's tap it. See that? We are within 5,000ths. Oh, I knocked it a little too much, but that's okay. We can go back. We are at about 2 or 3. Easy does it. I think you can see how you can get something true at both ends on a worn out 4-jaw. 3 jaws make things kind of tough. And that's why I always say the 2 most important accessories for a lathe is a 4-jaw chuck and a steady rest. Terribly important. And that steady rest thing, I didn't get one with that axle center. That was quite a project on the DD channel, I'll tell you. I was wondering if that was ever going to end. Well, I ended up with the best steady rest and axle center ever seen. Look at that, it's 1,000ths. We're at 1,000ths. I'll move it back here for a quick second. So, anyway, look, maybe I don't need to do that. Let's just get this back over here and see where we are. Try to tighten that knob with one hand. Yes, there. See, it knocked it out here a little bit. So now we come back and you're going to go back and forth. And you get it running true here. Again, just like that, that easy. Get it over here. See, we're out about 6-7 thousandths. Within 1,000ths, okay? You just keep juggling back and forth, and you'll get it like this. Just exactly as true as I got this, with a worn out 4-jaw, okay? So if you don't have all this fancy stuff here that I lived without for years, I got it now because I'm old. Outlived the original owners. Okay, now this is about that. You know, there's engine builders, right? And what do? Well, they generally build high-performance engines, and they'll take like a stock engine, for example. A lot of times they start with total custom parts. They'll take a stock engine and start working it over. They look at every single thing, the oil holes, you know, just every single detail of the thing. And they'll take the crankshaft and balance it, make sure all of the journals are fit perfectly, and in the end, they've increased horsepower and likely got a smoother motor unless they put a hot cam in it. Now this is an interesting fact, and nobody can really argue with me. Expensive horsepower is putting a hot cam in an engine not prepared to handle it. That's real expensive horsepower. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Okay, with that idea, they might even call it a blueprint an engine, right? Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think anyone could really blueprint a Harley-Davidson engine because the factory refused to let out that information. So the best you could do is inspect a bunch of cases and stuff and make your own discoveries on that, right? Then blueprint it to your own specs. So what I am doing is I'm taking a component of a system, a motor, an automotive component, and I'm carefully redoing it like the engine builder. See, you can buy a brand new engine, but it's not going to be as maybe what you want compared to after you take it to an engine builder to go through the things, because they can't sell something like this. And what I'm going to do, I'm most of the way through this, and there's some other things you're going to see here that you've probably never seen before done to an automotive generator. I am hot rodding this generator. Now let's talk about that. And let's talk about that 2000s that I've brought up before in industry. Over here on this machine, it goes up to 4,000. Right there is 3,000. And you've probably seen my drawbar. It's over here on the wall for the collets, or it could be a chuck or anything. And if there's 2,000ths run out on a chuck body, and you crank this up to 3,000, you're going to feel the vibration from that 2,000ths run out. Try it yourself. Maybe even lower RPMs. Balance is a fickle thing you're chasing around sometimes. So this armature here probably runs maybe up to 5,000 RPMs. I'm thinking. I used to know. It seems like the Harley generators ran up to about 3,500, 4,000. I'll have to look in my notes. And that Harley Davidson thing is another deal. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about that later. But the Harley Davidson business kind of draws flies, if you know what I'm saying. And I've never lived the biker lifestyle, and my wife will not tolerate it at all. You know, the macho bullshit, the chain wallets and all that crap. She doesn't like those people, you know. So, but she's a country girl. Now, see, no tattoos here. It's a business, see? Okay. So, what I'm going to do is continue, and I'm going to turn this generator that runs at over the speed of that 2,000ths problem you can readily see on a Hardinge or a Monarch. Okay? But a lot of people don't know that. And they go, well, the generators aren't reliable, they aren't this, they aren't that. But you can take a motor that's not balanced very good, it's kind of a crappy one out of the factory or something, that's not going to run very good. So, you know what I mean? So, the factories cannot possibly do everything I'm going to do to this and sell it at a reasonable retail price at, what is it, your local AutoZone, you know? So AutoZone is not going to be able to offer you what I'm doing. A custom in millwright, maybe? Or you can do this stuff for yourself and say, screw everybody. I just do it for myself. And I haven't done this commercially for quite some time, but I'm going to tell you, back during the day, I actually got some pretty good coin out of this. Okay, on to the next step. And this is a video here. People's attention spans are short. And there's a lot of information I just packed in here. We'll be back.